So what is your process like, far as like when you're coming up with these songs and shit? Is it
Well,
like,
what I do is I come up with, like, what I do is I think, and it's probably similar to you, I think of what's the most fucked up stories I can think of about my life or my
mm-hmm,
friend's life, and then just go backwards from there. I'll just start playing guitar and, like, this sounds hooky or catchy, and then I'll just be like, what kind of rhymes with this? I go backwards. Like, this is a catchy sounding melody, and I'll go, what's a fucked up story that goes along to it, From my life, or sometimes the songs are
oh,
about
so you're
buttons.
saying you write hook first?
Yeah, I do. I'll be humming.
Yeah, I write hook first too.
Yeah,
I
cool.
do hook once because I feel like, I mean, that's the strongest part. So it's like,
Yeah, I always feel like my albums would be the same if I was just humming, but then
mm-hmm,
when I decide to put lyrics on, fucking shit come up first. So
yeah.
that's what gets me in trouble with the algorithms and shit. So I got a question for you. So the new record that's out, this was made back when you were fucked up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So is it weird promoting an album that you're?
No, I feel like it would have been, but the more, I just get caught up into just being sober and my sobriety and everything and recovery. It's a part of my story.
But is it kind of like you're another guy made it a little bit?
No, because it's a part of my story, and to me, I feel like this is a beautiful ending to it. So
Cool.
for
Well,
people being
that's a
able
cool
to
way
see
of
me
looking at it, man.
make it out of that, you know what I'm saying? I get hit up by a lot of people all the time. I'm inspiring them, and to take the steps to get help and do things like that. So it would be one thing if I was putting this album out when I was still fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I'm doing way better. I'm happier with my life and everything. So I want people to see the darkness and show them I'm living in the light now. You know what I'm
Well, that's
saying?
actually a cool way to look at it. Is you're promoting an album with positivity, but the album has darkness. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's like for me, I feel like I'm closing a chapter with that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
cool.
Like with all the albums that I made, I feel like this is the end. This is the last chapter, and I'm closing a book on that part of my life. And so and it's like even me performing, I thought it would be weird for me to like perform these songs about me getting fucked up and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's like that was a part of my story. So for people to see me come from that into where I'm at now, man, it's like. I would feel like a super hypocrite if I just now be like I'm on some all sober shit, because I always hated those people.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, I did one of my tours recently, so I got really fucked up on that tour, and I came back and I was not. I don't want to get in details, but I ended up on fucking IVs. I was like out of it, and I've been kind of. I don't want to say. I don't want to cause controversy, but I've been kind of on the more sober end since that, and I've been certainly on tour. I haven't, cause you can't get fucked up on tour. It's too hard. So my first show back sober was like I got so nervous. Once you get that first one out of the way, it's so easy to perform.
That's really how my drinking really started. Like I never really was like a heavy drinker, but it started with touring, and I would just be so nervous to go on stage. And I have those couple drinks, and then everything will become fun. It'll
Well,
be a party,
after I went to the hospital, it's weird you say that. I was like, I can't. How am I going to not go on tour with? How am I going to go on tour without drinking? It seemed impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of cool to wake up in the morning and not feel like fucking
who
shit.
You telling? That's the one thing I do not miss. And I always thought it was making it easier for me because I was able to go on stage and have fun and be drinking and shit. But I realized how much harder I was just making everything else.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't know if I'm not interrupting, am I?
No.
So I came back from a tour and I got back. I went to the grocery. I'm at the checkout and I'm talking to the clerk. I've been back for a week of just being completely fucked up. And she was checking out my fucking food, and I just fucking barfed on the fucking thing.
Oh, shit.
And she was like, do you need me to call a doctor? I was like, no. Then I couldn't find my fucking car. and I didn't know who to call. So at the time, it was before I met my wife and shit. I called my cousin, can you pick me up at the grocery? I don't know where my car is. I just barfed on the checkout lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she came and picked me up and took me to the hospital.
Oh, shit.
They put me up on IVs, and I'm like, okay, it's time to maybe quit acting like a fucking dipshit. And
Yeah.
kind of got my shit together after that.